3 files. So if you have downloaded, then we can just import those data and we can start working.
Okay.
Now let me know once that is done. For importing, you just need to do a right click and table data import. Give the link and make sure for the date column you choose date. So in the orders there's a date column. So you just take the date format and it should be like this. For orders, it should be %D dash %M dash %Y.
Just a minute. The orders table is same as the sample superstore table orders, right?
No, it's a different table.
It's different.
We have only very less number of orders.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go with the table. So first we have a salesman table. So it contains the details of a salesman, basically salesman ID, their name, the city, and the commission which they get from particular sale. Then we have a customer table. In that we have a customer ID, customer name, city, the grade in which they are, and the salesman from which they made a shopping. And in the last we have order table. So we have order number, the amount of the order, the date of the order, the customer who placed the order, and the salesman who sold the order. So this is the structure of our table. So now let's go to the questions. So the first is we need to write a query to display all the customers with the order on 5th October 2012. So basically now we have to work with the two tables. Till now we are working on single table. So now we have to get the order customer number who have the order on 5th October. So we have these two, and then we have to get their details from the customer table. So anyone wanna try?
Okay.
Okay, let me show you the first one, then we can try after this. So it was basically we'll use a select clause from customer table and order table, where the customer ID in basically I have given the alias name. So instead of writing customer again and again, I will just write A and B. So if you give a table name, then give a space and give any alphabet, it will use as a alias name. For orders it's B, for customer it's A. So A dot customer ID equal to B dot customer ID and B dot date equal to this. So what it will do is it will go to the order table. It will just sort on the basis of this date. So and try to match that ID with the with the customer ID in the customer table and give you the result. So let's run this. Yeah. So we have two customer details. Basically, it's showing the complete table. If you want some selected column only, you can just, instead of star, you can just give the selected column. So these two orders were placed on the 5th October, and our customer was Nick and Graham. So this way we have linked two tables. So now let's move to the second question. So write a SQL statement that provide all the orders with the order number, customer name, commission rate, and earned commission amount for those customers who carry a grade is 200 or more and serve the existing salesman. So basically what we want is for the customer who have a grade 200 or more, we want to fetch the order number, customer name, commission rate, and commission earned amount. So basically it's a formula. We are multiplying that with grade, I guess. Yeah, we are amount into commission. So in this also we just have to use these two tables, but we the where clause should have that grade should be greater than 200. So anyone want to give it a try?
Okay, let me go through the statement once again. Just go through the question. Yeah. Orders. Okay. Order number is coming from orders, customer name. Okay. Commission rate. Commission rate is okay. Okay. So first we okay. Amount from the chosen customers. First we make a select statement with as you said, only for 200 and above, only those customers, and then we left join this customer ID or these customers with the salesman. Salesman table. I'm sorry, salesman table.
Show you all the tables.
Salesman table or orders? Salesman ID.
Okay, so it's like this. So you are getting order number from the order table, customer name from the customer table, commission rate from the sales table, and earned commission is the formula. So basically it's a grade into commission percent.
So yeah, so the customer table and the orders table are connected on customer ID, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we join them on that, and the resultant table will be joined with the salesman table on salesman ID. And then we just give a additional column with the formulated field that we want, the earned commission.
Yeah, so it's somewhat this way. So I'm not using join as of now, I'm just using the where clause.
Okay.
So we have used taken all the three tables. Then order number, customer name, commission. Then we have the formula amount into commission. Then we are doing a where clause where order ID, basically customer ID in order table is equal to customer ID in customer table. Okay. And or salesman ID in order table is equal to salesman ID in salesman table. and the last condition is the grade should be greater than 200.
Okay.
So we are mapping based on the ID with the order table, all the data, and then it's giving me. So we have these customers, and let me show you the grade as well. So let's print grade as well. So all these has a grade 200 and more, and we are getting the data from the 3 different files. We have a similar question. So now we have to produce all the customers with the name, city, salesman, and commission who served by a salesman, and salesman works at the rate of 12 to 14%. So their commission should be 12 to 14%, and we need to fetch these details: name, city, salesman, and commission.
Okay.
Of the customers. So we'll be getting customer name, customer city, the salesman to be there attached to, and the commission of that salesman, based on the criteria that their salesman commission should be 12 to 14%. So it's pretty similar to this. So here we are getting customer name from the customer file. We are getting city from the customer file, salesman name from salesman file, salesman commission from salesman. So we are not using order table at all, and we are mapping based on the salesman ID, which is a common column in both the tables. And we are making sure. Last time we discussed about the between function. So using between function, so it should be between 12 to 14.
Swap, just a quick question. Yeah. The statement the after from customer salesman, where in the statement code, it's equivalent of inner join, right? Like I'm just curious what it's doing in the backend. The statement that we did.
Okay, this query.
Yeah.
So basically, what it does is it reads the both of the file, and it tries to matches both of them. Okay. Once it matches, it will check for this. If this condition gets satisfied, then only it will populate the data.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to see that is it any different from the inner join statement that we write between these two tables?
Okay, inner join.
Yeah, let's say from customer, inner join salesman on the salesman ID from both the tables, and give where condition with the salesman commission in font 12 and font 14. I think it would give the same result. I'm just saying that it's a different approach. Are they meant to be different?
Do things with join as well. We can do things with where clause as well. Okay. But joins, I don't still. Okay, you are saying inner join, so it will always shows the unique common records.
Yes.
Yeah. Inner join can work. We could try that.
No, it's okay. Just seeing if it's equivalent to inner join or not.
Yeah, most of the where clause, when you are joining two table, inner join can also substitute it.
Okay, understood. Got it.
A swap.
Yeah.
So we're using where clause, right? Where clause salesman ID in customer table, we're mapping with salesman ID in salesman table, right?
Yeah.
So are we doing like all to all mapping or one to one mapping?
It's all to what do you mean by all to all?
Like,
one to one?
We are having two tables, right? Customer table and salesman table. So we take one record from customer table and we'll just try to map all the records in salesman
I think it would work like this. So it will take the first record from the sales. Let's say for the first customer table. It has the salesman ID 5001.
Yes.
It will try to map with all of them. So it will match only with first. So it will keep that record.
Okay.
Then it will move to the next record. It's again 5001. It will try to map it again. Then it will first read one record from customer table. It will try to map that with the salesman table. Once that done, it will go to the second part of that query,
It will check the commission percentage of all those records that has satisfied the first query.
Okay.
Where the both salesman ID is same.
Got it.
So the first output would be like this. Okay. Now the second part would work.
Okay, just remove that where clause and let's see what is going to happen.
You can't join over there. So
No.
you are asking me to join without where clause. It will give
Correct.
you error. You are not telling him on which basis it should join. Okay, fine.
It will be like a complete.
It will map each record with each record. So it would be mapping salesman, first customer with all the salesmen.
How many records got resulted in this particular query?
48.
48. And how many records do we have in both salesmen?
In
12 and
salesman
8.
we have
6 and 8 in
6
customers.
and 8. Yeah, so it mapped for each record with other. So with where clause it will just filter the data and then
Yeah,
it will show you the result.
understood.
Then we have, okay, we did the third part. Now it's a subquery. So write a query to display all the orders from the order table issued by the salesman Paul Adams. Did you get this question?
Yeah.
So we have to display all the orders in the that is been issued by Paul Adams. So in order table, first we need to find the salesman ID of Paul Adam. So we'll go to the salesman table. So for Paul Adam, the order ID, the salesman ID is 5007. Then we have to read all the records that have the salesman ID is 5007. So right now we have only one. So we can't join these tables this way. So we'll use a subquery. Subquery is so it is. So what in subquery is the output of the first query will be used as the input for the second query. So it's like this: the output, the first part with what we are doing is we are selecting the salesman ID for the salesman whose name is Paul Adam. And once we get that ID, we are using that ID to show the data in the order table that has the ID of the Paul Adam. Okay. So if I run this, so we have only one record, that is from the order table. So any issues with this? Any question?
No.
Then we have write a query to find all the orders issued against the salesman who may work for a customer whose ID is 307. So did you get this question?
Yeah.
Like for customer ID 3007, which all salesmen are involved here?
Yeah. For customer ID 307, we have to find their salesman, and then we have to find the orders that were shipped by those salesmen basically. So it would be a subquery again. So this subquery is in the one table itself. So we are using order table but two different types. So what we are doing is we are just first getting the distinct salesman ID for the customer 3007, and then using those IDs to populate our result. So here it is. So we can just verify it with the order table. So in order table, the 3007 record is this, and we have for this we have the salesman ID is 5001, and for 501 we have three orders: 7002, 7005, 7008. we have 713 at bottom as well. So this way we'll use the subquery with a single table itself. Then we have to write a query to display all the orders which values are greater than the average orders value for 10th October. So first we'll find the average of the orders that were placed on the 10th October, and then we have to compare those orders. Then we have to compare all the orders that are placed with the average of that. Basically, we have to see if the order amount is more than the average. We have to show them. If it's less than average, we just leave it. So it's pretty similar what we did here. So once again we are using order table again, just a where clause change from customer ID to date, and we are just getting the average amount, and we are comparing it with the amount. Basically we are comparing it with each record, and all the records which are satisfying a condition will populate it. So these were the records. So let's see what was the order on. What exactly is the average first? So the average is 2231.915.
Okay.
And all the records are greater than that. Okay, the next question is write a query to extract the data from the order table for those salesmen who have earned the maximum commission. So yeah, we are just doing a max of the commission of all the salesmen. So the where clause is if it matches. So we have here okay, the first is we are just populating order number, amount, date, and salesman ID from the order table. We have where clause where salesman ID is in. So we'll get we have another nested query subquery that the commission should match the maximum commission of the salesman. So salesman 5001 have the maximum commission, and these were the orders which were placed by him.
Swap,
Yeah.
we are expecting to give maximum commission amount, right? Not the percentage.
But in salesman table we don't have commission amount. We have only the commission percentage. So what we are doing is we are just doing saying that what is the maximum commission cut of it. So whoever has the maximum commission will just populate and will match that with the order table.
No, commission amount, I think we can get it like when we join with orders and we multiply the order amount with the commission percentage, then we can get the commission amount, right? Then doing selecting the maximum commission amount, that will give us appropriate results.
You want to say like this orders where want to just
No, even we think we need to change the commission amount as like where commission. Even we need to change that.
yeah, then we have to change it everywhere, I guess. No, okay, only here.
It's okay, sir. Like we got the logic right. Maybe we can proceed to the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the next question is we have to write a query to extract the rows of all the salesmen who have the customer with more than one order. We need to check how many customers have more than one order and who's their salesman, and then we have to extract all the records for that. So it's like we are using set clause. We are using a where exist. Basically, if it's a null value, it won't show a data. If it where exists is just check whether the output is null or it has some value or not.
So it's kind of boolean, true or false. Okay.
Yeah. So we just using select clause where the count which is coming from the order table should be greater than 1. So we are just comparing the customer ID of order table with the customer ID of order table itself, and we are waiting for. Sorry, I was wrong. So we are comparing the order ID, customer IDs with the customer ID, and if the count is more than 1, it will just give us the result.
Okay.
And if this is checking whether we have any record or not before showing the data output. So it is we have 3 customers, James Hawk. Sorry, 3 salesmen. So we can check with the order table. So like for customer ID 302, the salesman 501, and he has 2 orders.
Yeah, 3.
302. Okay, yeah, 3 orders. Similarly, we have our 3005 which have more than 1 order, and this salesman is 5002. And
3009.
yeah, 3009. The salesman is 503. So it's showing these 3 salesmen only. 1, 2, and 3. And this last query is we have to write a query to display all the salesmen which name is in alphabetically lower than the name of the customer. So basically we'll for example, if X is the salesman, so we have to find whether the customer is Y or Z. If the customer is S and T, we won't take it. we are using where exists again, and we are just matching. The salesman name should be less than the customer name, and we'll get that from that. We'll populate the data. So here it is. So James Hogg, Neil, MC, and listen. So we can check the customer table. Sorry, we didn't see the customer. So 1, 2, 6, and 3. So one for James. So we don't his nickname is after James. Similarly, we have Julian. For 6 we have only one record, and 3 we have Job. So these names should be. So for customer is James Hogg, and the customer which is Nick. So his name coming after there. Then we have Neil Knight 5002, and for Neil Knight we have Jeff and John.
Okay.
Then we have 506 McLean. For McLean we have Fabian. So I think I read the question. Yeah, salesman name should be less than. So this is for all for today.